Shalom. You are watching The Truth, and I'm your host, Keith Benson. Today, we're going to talk about sodomy. Sodomy is an unnatural sex act that has nothing to do with procreation. Sodomy is a sin. Sin is a transgression of the law. And what does sin lead to? Sin leads to death. Now where I'm getting at, I'll show you where I'm getting at right now. Let me tell you where I'm getting at. Okay, on the sodomy part, now if you commit sodomy, if you go around sucking a man's penis, which is called fellatio, you can get a bad disease from that. You can get herpes in the mouth and all kinds of mess. If it's not treated, or sometimes you can get something, you can treat it, but you cannot get rid of it. You know, sin leads to that. I mean, you'll be living for a while with some nasty illness, the next thing you know, bloop, you're dead. Sin leads to death. If you go around sucking rod or licking vaginas, yes, you are going to die. You may not die right then and there, but you're going to die some damn day. I guarantee you that. I mean, I'm not going to say, well, I don't mean to sound harsh. Oh, I mean it. I'm telling the truth. Why do you think I named this program The Truth? I'm going to tell you the truth. Anyway, when a person sucks a penis, that's a name for that. That name of that act is called fellatio. And if a person licks the vagina, the name of that act is called cunnilingus. And those are unnatural sex acts. And I left out one. That's anal sex. Has nothing to do with procreation. Let's do a little recap right quick. Cunnilingus, fellatio, and anal sex have nothing to do with procreation. The Most High did not tell Adam and Eve to be fruitful and multiply and suck rod. He didn't say that. Or lick vagina. He did not say that. But he did say be fruitful and multiply. He did say that. And you can find that in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. That's in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. Now, there's a question that some people might ask, or they've probably been asked before. I'm sure they've been asked before. And that question is there such thing as committing sodomy in marriage? Or they might ask, is there such thing as sinning? Well, not sinning, but well, if such thing as committing sodomy in marriage? That's the question. And the answer to that is yes, there is such thing. If you commit sodomy with your spouse, yes, you are sinning. But guess what, people? It has nothing to do with procreation. I mean, nothing. I'm not going to sit here and tell no one, well, if you're married, you can go ahead and suck your husband's rod, or tell the man he can go lick his wife's vagina. Damn, I was going to say penis. I cut myself off. Man. But believe it or not, you got some idiots out there who marry the same sex, which is totally wrong. I am against it. I am 100% against it. It shouldn't be going on anyway. It's wicked. It is iniquitous 100%. So sucking rod, licking vaginas, when you're married, if you're doing it to your own spouse, it is wrong. If you're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. Now, if you're married and you're not having sex at all, let's say both of you agree not to have sex at all. Well, that's your business. If you agree not to have sex at all, but concentrate on the scriptures and just do godly things in your life, that's fine. Which I don't know nobody who's doing it like that married. I'm knowing somebody having some kind of sexual relations in their marriage. Me personally, I'm not married, never been married, don't have any children at all. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I mean, if you're single like I am, then it's okay. There's nothing wrong being single, as long as you keep your mind on the word of the Most High. That's great. It's great. But if you really cannot control yourself, it's better to marry than to burn with lust. It's somewhere in I think it's First Corinthians or second, I forgot. But actually, I'm going to go ahead and look it up. I got time. Just a second. I'm going to look it up on the computer here. Yep, I'm doing this live. I'll actually look it up for you. Okay, it is. I'm typing it in. Oh, here you go. Just a second. Actually, that is in the book of First Corinthians, chapter 7, verses. Make sure it's right. Hold on, let me click on first. I don't want to be lying on the air because the name of my program is the truth. I'm not going about to lie on here. I hate lies. I despise them. Okay, I got all these different translations of the Bible, and I mean different books of the Bible here, and I don't even care about these others because supposed to stick with the King James version really. All right, it says here, according to the King James version, it said, "But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn." There it is. That's in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9. Okay, now so there you have it. If you're not married, you can't control yourself. According to 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9, that's what you got to do. Better to marry than to burn. That's it. It's better to marry than to burn. And let me explain that. It's better to marry than to burn with passion. I want to look this up in the Bible. Let's tell you what. I'll do it on the screens quicker. All right, it's 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9. Let me scroll down here. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9. Bear with me, I got it right here. And it does say that. Okay. There you go. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. I'm making sure that's the whole thing on the verse. All right. Always check my reading material. If it's on the internet, I use the Bible to check, make sure it's right. But I don't just read anything and just believe it. I have to research things. And I would like you all out there to do the same thing. Don't be quick to believe everything. Even what I tell you, do research. Find out. Well, is sodomy is a sin? Is it a sin? Is it an unnatural sex act? Does it have anything to do with procreation? It doesn't. Just do the research yourself. I don't have to get on here and lie to no one about anything. So I hope this little mini lesson about sodomy has helped you all. If you have any questions, drop me an email or just send me a comment where it will go to my email automatically. So just use that comment board. Send me a comment. I want to see what you're thinking about. What do you think of this lesson, this little mini lesson? So I hope you enjoyed this, and shalom.